my concentrating face on.
All right.
Good morning, Cydney.
Good morning, Shannon.
How are you doing?
I am doing good, and how are you doing?
I am doing great. Happy anniversary to us.
Yes, it is. It does not feel like a year since we started the Saturday morning yarn
Mhm.
chats. Well, it's been. I like it. I enjoy having these Saturday mornings with you and the people who come in, and just being able to get to know them, get to know you, and all
Mhm.
of that. I really enjoy
Well,
last year and
it seems like the year flew by. I think I had to cancel maybe once or twice, but um it was just like it flew by, and I remember, like, the first one we did, I was so nervous, like,
oh
I
yes.
like, I think I sent you, like, 25 bullet points, and I was like, "Here's topics we can talk about because I was
Yep, I remember
afraid,
that.
like, I thought, like, what if I freeze up and don't
Yeah.
know what to say?" And then I'm just like, "Ugh," and
Yeah. That awkward silence. Yeah, it's
yes, yes. And you were like, "Do we have to talk about all these?" I was like, "No."
yeah, I was like, Shannon, let's just go with the flow and not stress ourselves out.
Oh,
But
Shannon is not good at going with the flow. I mean,
I,
now that we've done it for a year, but,
yeah,
I had gone, live a couple times on my own, but I was so, like, worked
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But
And
I, I mean,
if I
it.
remember, you were nervous too.
Oh, I was nervous for at least a good like 3 or 4 lives that we did. I mean, still even now, I get a little bit shaken up, but I mean, I've calmed down quite a bit. It's the matter of I'm wanting to start going live more often, whether by myself or with somebody else, and just the fact of going live by myself is like,
I
you know,
know. 'Cause there's you don't have that backup, like, if I were to, like, I don't know, like, have to leave the roo go to the
yeah,
bathroom or something, you could just take over, but
right, or
when
have an issue like. I was going to say
yeah,
electronically technology. I can't get my words up there. But yeah, I mean it can be a little nerve-wracking. But I do see a few people in the chat already. So just want to say hi to everybody. I do
mhm,
see Samantha. I do see Feather Song Crochet, Stitches Gone Stitch, Witchy Windy Woo. I like that name. That's kind of catchy.
it
Uh,
is.
Mother Teresa's in the building. So be on your good behavior. um, and then there is Caroline or Carol. Ooh, I cannot say that name today. Sorry. Is it Carolina? Carol? I cannot for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
Carolina or Carolina? I don't
Yeah,
wanna say that wrong.
yeah. And then I do see Elizabeth. Elizabeth has been
Yes.
with us, I think, for majority of our lives. So thank you, Elizabeth, for sticking with us and
Yes, and all
sometimes
our
our awkwardness.
weirdness.
Yes, yes. I'm glad I'm not the only one that was about ready to say that.
Delia is lurking while getting ready for a basketball game.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fun.
I here's the thing, I am a quiet lurker, like, I watch
Mhm.
so many videos and just stuff, and then I don't know, I just sit there, like, I
Yeah,
don't comment, so
yeah. I've gotten to the point now because I'm trying to get, ahead of schedule and get things already pre-recorded months in advance. And so that kind of does take a lot of time.
yes,
So what
yes,
I've gotten to the point where when I do have a chance, usually I'm spending or I'm working on something. And so instead of like, commenting on everything that's going on in the
yes,
video, I'll just say, hey, I'm watching, I'm listening, just to let you know that I am here. I am
yep.
supporting you. So
I've gotten sometimes too where I'm like, I do, like, the wave emoji, I'm like, "I'm
yeah,
here,"
yeah.
but
But sorry, I can't
yeah.
comment, Yeah.
For my job, I'm a receptionist, and I feel like I talk all day long, and so then sometimes for me, like, watching crochet or yarn videos is like my escape from talking,
Mhm.
and so I just kinda go into silent mode.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like doing the time lapse videos too. Is, for me, I'm a person that I don't. It's not that I don't like hearing people talk all the time, but I do get to the point where I'm just like, I can't do it. But I
Mhm.
can't listen to 20 million people talk a day. I get to the point where I get so overwhelmed and overstimulated. But that's
Yes.
why I like doing the time lapse videos, because it can just give you a chance. You're supporting a channel, but you can just kind of do your own thing,
Yes.
zone out if you need to, and just relax, but also
Mhm.
support a channel. That's why I like doing those.
Yeah, that's actually like when I first started watching YouTube videos, I wasn't watching yarn videos. I was doing I was watching people clean their houses and all that,
Yeah.
and just like the time lapse. It's just relaxing.
Hmm. So Samantha is asking if you have any moderators. I'm sure she probably would like to be a moderator. That's up to you where it is your channel. Um,
I actually have no idea how to do that, so I will figure out how to do that and then do that on the next one because
are
I have
you
no idea how to.
are you on your laptop?
Yes.
So you should be able to click on her name, and it should pop up to where you can make her a mod. Because I know I did it with Mom and Mama Witch
Okay, let
while
me
we
see if
were
I can
live
get
one
in here.
time. So Feather Song Crochet, I
Yes.
live in South Carolina.
Yes. You might know her as Lynn.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's some names that I have not seen before. And who is somebody saying hi, Holly? Do you know who Holly is? Is that
I don't know if that's popped up on here yet. I don't know if
either
I see that.
that must be Stitches Gone Stitch. That must be Holly.
Okay.
And then there's Riki. Good morning, Riki. I think that's how you say your name.
Yeah, and she just had a great video come out, and it's got like 300 views. So awesome.
That is
Congratulations on that.
awesome.
It is on my watch later list because I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. But I want you to know I did see that the video is doing great. I
Yeah,
just I have been um we had so I won't go into like a ton of details because it's not my stuff, but
mhm.
we had a family member have to have a pretty extensive neck back surgery this week. So we had to rearrange our work schedule and my because it's on my husband's side. So he was up there and helping out with them. And it just like my week got
Oh,
all
jeez.
out of sorts. So
Yeah.
we were just like, I don't know, trying to play catch up a little bit. So my
I
house
get
is an
that.
absolute mess and like there's dishes everywhere and laundry everywhere and
Oh, no,
behind on work, but
I completely get it. I mean, I got sick last week and I was out for like the weekend, and then my daughter ended up getting sick, and I've been trying to break her fever for like 3 days. It finally broke. So just, and then my husband's starting to get sick now too. So I completely understand on that. Completely understand. So
around here, that I think it's like, is it called like norovirus? Like that has been going around really
yeah.
bad. Like that's the one where it's like it's like severe gastrointestinal issues and like it was bad in the
Really.
schools and just bad everywhere.
I know my mom, she works at a elementary school, and she was telling me that walking pneumonia was going around, and I'm like, I hope that's not what this is or turned into. But we like it, for me it started with the scratchy throat, and then my nose is starting to get stuffy, and then I think at one point I might have been running a low grade, like a really low grade fever, and then
Mhm.
I'm still stuffy. So yeah.
I feel like I've been on the verge but haven't actually gotten sick, so I don't want to like jinx myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my husband's like, yeah, some of the guys at work, they were sick over the holidays. And I'm like, we were just hanging out with some of them. I'm like, thanks for telling us.
Yeah.
telling me.
We
But I
had
mean,
someone like a week or so ago, the day after they were in our office, go, "Oh, yeah, my husband just got diagnosed with influenza A." And they were in like literally the night before. And I was like, "Mm, ah."
I saw everything. Yeah.
Yeah, serious.
So Samantha is asking us, how long have you been crocheting for? So I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So I think I was 40 when I learned. So that would be almost 9 years.
I thought you were about to say 90. I was like, Shannon. I was like, you are not that old. Don't play me. If so, you look really good for a 90
Yep.
year old.
Yep. So almost 9.
And how long have I been crocheting? I think I've been crocheting for about 8, maybe
Okay.
7 or 8. I started back in like early 2018. So whatever that math is.
Yeah.
Because I don't do good when it comes to like math right off the top. I don't do good with math, period. So if you got a math question, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm telling you that right now. I'll have you all confused.
I use my calculator for simple math even because 'cause I'm like, "Why make a mistake?" Now, I am
Yeah.
of the age group that every teacher in school so, like, if you are my age, like younger Gen X, older millennial, they told all of us, "You have to learn these things because you'll never have a calculator with you at all time," but I do, so
Yeah. That's hey Dia Marie's crochet. That's I'm wanting to do a actually my first knitted sweater.
Mm,
And I've been looking at patterns because I've never knitted a sweater. I've never done like a raglan style as far as knitting goes or anything like that. So just trying to do it myself. I don't know where to start. But also, I have some yarn that I'm wanting to use. And I think want to say a sport weight.
mm,
And all the patterns that I keep on finding, they're worsted weighted yarn. So
oh,
I'm trying to figure out my gauge, trying to still use that pattern, but trying to um, figure out what my gauge would be or, the numbers and everything. I started watching one video, and this lady is sitting there like doing algebra. And I'm like, I remember doing this in chemistry and everything, and I got it in chemistry. But now, since I've been, not in school for numerous of years, I'm like, I don't know. This is confusing me. So
yeah, when I hear, like, a stitch tutorial and they're like, "This is a multiple of something," I'm like, "Oh, no." Like, "Don't
yeah,
make me do math to make this scarf."
yeah. It's it's my husband. I didn't know until recently how to fully read a measuring tape. And
Ah,
so he kind of the like what is it, 1/16 of an
mhm,
inch and all of that. He finally taught me how to do that because I've been wanting to also kind of, help him build things and cut things
mhm.
when we do our projects and stuff. And he's like, "Do you even know how to read a measuring tape?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Uh,
kind of." So, I mean, I was like, I know, half of an inch and an inch and kind of 3/4 of an inch or a quarter of an inch. But as far as like the little ticks, the really
yeah.
little ticks, I was like, I don't know. So he kind of taught me how to read a tape measure.
Yeah, if you guys have never seen and I don't know, I know Cydney has shown it in videos before, but her husband constructed her a craft table, and it, like what would it's like a Murphy table, right? Like, it
Yes.
folds down and
Yep.
so
I don't
she
know.
is able to, like, fold that up if she needs more room, but bring it out to put her drum carder and everything
Mhm.
on.
Not
Mhm.
only that, but let me see. He built, so I have my 32-inch weaving loom, and then he built the stand for it.
Okay.
Not only that, like practically almost everything other than my desk, he's built in this craft room, other than, of course, the walls. But
'Cause didn't
back,
he make you, like, a lazy Kate or something like that too? Like
yeah. Um, There's my lazy Kate.
Yeah.
I mean, that was years ago, and that was just something simple. But I mean, still, this blanket ladder back here. I don't know if you
Hmm.
can see it. He built that. I mean, he built two of them at a time. But I mean, he does really nice work, and I'm like very thankful that he's able to do some of that stuff. The laundry room, we did that. Like most of the things that we do by ourselves.
Yeah,
So
you just made some cabinets, right?
they were not they were barn doors, just for
Okay. Yes,
decoration.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. That which that was on my Instagram if anybody is interested in seeing that. Um,
What's
but
your
yeah,
Instagram handle?
it's Sweet Pea Sid.
Okay. No
But
like hyphens or anything?
no.
Okay.
Um, but I told him, I said, we were talking for a while that we wanted to do barn doors. And I told him, I said, I want you to help me, but I want to do it practically on myself by myself, but you guide me through it. So that was my actual first project of actually building. I wish I had a picture to share with you guys, but it is on my Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Ricky, that's my husband. He was telling me, so his grandfather used to be a carpenter, and when he was like 7 years old or something like that, he told his grandfather that he wanted to learn woodworking or carpentry or whatever, and his grandfather was like, "Well, here's a hammer, here's wood, here's all the tools that you need. There you go." Didn't show him nothing at all. So he ended up building a dog house. And when they sold the house, somebody actually bought it because it was that good, or it was like an estate sale or something like that. And
Hmm.
somebody actually paid pretty good money. And that was the first thing that my husband ever built. So
Nice.
he's got a keen for woodworking.
I brought up your Instagram. I don't
Okay.
know if anyone can actually see it on my phone here, but
But yeah. Um, Hi,
there's
Rose.
Cydney's
How are
barn doors.
you? Um, Hi, and Vita. Thank you for joining us today. It is our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
Um, Jill is saying, "Good morning, y'all. I have been watching Shannon for the past month. I love your sweet authenticity. I hope you are creating this type of quality content. Sweet Pea Sid is new to me." Well, hello, Jill.
Yes, thank
Um,
you, Jill.
I appreciate you coming in.
Hmm.
Since I'm kind of new to you, you're new to me. A little bit about my channel is I just kind of talk about some of the things that I'm working on. I do crocheting, knitting, Tunisian tutorials. I design, I spin yarn, I weave, I do anything that's really fiber arts related. So yeah.
I feel like there isn't much, like, if I'm ever like, "I wonder how you do such and such," I'm like, "Yep, Cydney probably does it."
I'm right now, like I can probably guide you. I'm not like a professional. I'm still learning quite a bit of new things. So I might not have the most, professional or perfect answer, but I will try to guide you in the right direction. Try to.
And that's the thing too, yeah, so you've been great just even being like, "Here, I'm pointing you in this direction,
Yeah.
follow this route."
Yeah. I do not mind helping anybody at any given time. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of asking.
Yep.
I do not mind it at all. I actually enjoy helping, anybody. And in fact, we kind of got around my husband, one of my husband's work buddies. They've been inviting us to like just their family stuff and family like well, not reunions but gatherings and stuff, and so we've kind of got to know them a little bit. Their oldest daughter is learning how to crochet, or is wanting to learn how to crochet. Well,
Fun.
the mother, I've also got the mother into knitting looms.
Oh,
So
neat.
so we have to schedule a crafting day to kind of help their oldest daughter learn how to crochet, but also making sure she's doing the knitting loom correct and whatever else she wants to learn. So
That is awesome. Lynn wants to know, this is a good segue here. Lynn wants to know if either of us dye our own yarn. I have purchased yarn dyeing supplies. I do not have like some steel pots and things like that. I am still working on that. I kind of figured that that would be a good like winter blizzard activity for me, like if I get snowed in this winter. Um, but Cydney does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen her Etsy store before? I have. I actually have two. Well, this right here, this would be my hand dyed and hand spun yarn that I got from Cydney's Etsy store right here. And look at that cute little stitch marker too. I have a hard time with my laptop, like I'm turning the wrong
Yeah.
way.
Well, it doesn't help that it's like backwards on here.
Yeah, reverse. So that's confusing me. But yes, so Cydney, absolutely. Like this was actually roving, right? It's called
Yeah.
roving,
Yep.
that she dyed and then spun it.
Yep. Which, in fact, you guys had a chance today to also win some hand dyed and hand spun yarn from me. So I have hand dyed this and hand spun it for you guys today. Not only that, I do have another giveaway. That one's going to be a mystery for you guys. And if you've seen my most recent video, you'll get an idea of what is going to be in that mystery giveaway and also today's live as well. So,
Yeah, it's very exciting.
so are you ready for a giveaway?
I am. If you're asking me, or are you asking them?
I'm asking anybody that wants some hand dyed and hand spun yarn. Thank you guys. Yeah, I just spinning to me it's something that I can just sit there and do and just kind of zone out and just forget everything and just kind of focus on that one thing, and it just relaxes me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
everybody,
I started with drop spindle to see if I liked it. So I think I'm going to be saving up my money this year and actually investing in actual spinning wheel. I was kind of trying to look on Marketplace and I'm like, you know what? I don't know enough about spinning to be able to go and see if these are actually intact and any good. So I feel like just ordering one from the manufacturer is probably the way to go, just to be safe and not waste my money. So, yep, I'm going to be saving up my pennies.
there you go. Do you know what spinning wheel that you're looking at?
Nope.
No.
I have
Now,
no clue, Cydney.
I don't know if you have seen the good and basic ones.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's over there. It's my blue one that I started off on.
Yeah.
That one. As cheap as they are, it's nice, but I don't recommend it for a beginner.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
So I do recommend my Ashford Kiwi. I did get that one. I think it was unfinished, so I had to stain it myself, which that's really not that big of a deal to me. But after shipping and all fees and everything, I think it was only a little bit over $600. So that's really not that bad.
Yeah, that's kind of the price range I was kind of looking at. And it looks like from several different websites, the Ashfords are all seem to be like, no matter what site you're looking at, they all seem to be priced about the same. So not the different lines in the Ashford brand, but just they seem to be like there isn't any retailer selling them at like a great bargain or like
price gouging. Price gouging. So I guess we'll go ahead and do a giveaway. So how are you, because I know we were kind of talking about it. Do you want to we pick a number and then they pick 1 through whatever, or you want to do a keyword and then we still pick the number, or how are you wanting to do that?
So if I text you a number,
you can actually, in the side chat over here, you can actually just message me.
Private chat?
Yeah, I think it
I don't
said.
if you guys don't know this, I am not technology savvy, like, I know enough to get by, and, like, I have been practicing things like editing and filming, but like, one time like, my family still makes fun of me because one time I had to text my daughter at a friend's house, and I was like, "How do you play a DVD?" So, like, I just didn't even know how to get it in there, so
You old fart.
I
No,
know.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so I went to where it says private chat.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't want that. Can I
Here.
text you?
Yeah, you can text me.
Okay. 'Cause then it said chat with everyone in the group, and I was like, that's not gonna
Yeah,
work."
I think that was it says chat with everyone in studio. That's the private one.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but you can just text me and
Okay.
then we can go from there.
Okay,
Um,
so a number between
so
1 and what?
how many
It looks
people's in
like
the chat?
we have 21 people on the chat right now.
Okay. So I know one is me.
Oh, I would be one.
Yeah. So I
19?
let's do, you said that there was 21. Now
Mhm.
there's 22. So let's do 1 through, you know what? Let's just do a keyword.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys. Let's just do a keyword and
'Kay.
then whatever number, I feel like that's going to be the easiest way to do that. We'll
'Kay.
just count down. Okay.
'Kay.
So what do we want our keyword to be? So this is turquoise stone. So we can do turquoise
That's a
or,
hard one to spell.
okay.
I'm not aside from math and technology, spelling is also not a strong suit.
Okay. So
But
let's just do
everybody else can spell turquoise.
let's just do yarn. Let's just do yarn. That's easy enough. Let's just do yarn.
Yes.
And I'm going to put start down. And then I'll let y'all start. Hopefully I don't Nightbot doesn't, well, you don't have Nightbot, so.
No, uh-uh.
So yeah,
Okay.
that was a fun spin to do.
So am I still supposed to text you a number or no?
Yeah, text me a number. Text me.
Okay.
But so a little bit more about this yarn. It is a 23 micron merino wool. I love it. It was very easy to spin. I love spinning the 23 micron. It's not scratchy, but it's also not soft. It feels like a wool. And how I spun it was, it's got some browns and some turquoise blue color into it. I was trying to do like so one end was like brown, or both ends were brown, and then the middle was like the turquoise blue. I was trying to do a fractal spin, but I don't even know if it really looks like fractal spin, where there's not that much coloration going on. But I know some of you guys that don't spin, I know that might not.
Sounds
But
like all foreign words.
Mary, please just do one time. That way it's fair for everybody. Thank you, Holly. So did everybody get their, if you just came in and you're wanting to win some yarn, please type in yarn. We'll do another minute and then we'll draw for a winner.
I was trying to find, because I know I just got up and wandered around like a lost person there, but I thought I had out, but I must have put it away already. I had gotten from Knit Picks during their like big sale where they do like $2, $4, $6 balls of yarn. I had
Mhm.
gotten some recycled alpaca in just like a brown. And so I was going to pair it because I bought the limit was 10 and it was like $2 a ball. So I got 10 and I thought I could mix it with these because I love brown and I thought it would look nice, but now I can't find it to show it to you.
Uh-oh.
So
Good morning, Racine. So we're going to go ahead and stop.
she really does. Yeah, her stuff is really gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I just try to do my best, and whatever pops in this brain of mine,
but I think that's a lot of the key is like making things that you really enjoy making. And if it's appealing to you, the same, like people who love that will find you, and
well, I'm glad you guys have found me, and I'm glad I found y'all. So
I don't even remember like how we ended up meeting, Cydney.
Either you commented on mine or I commented on yours.
That must be it.
Clicked. It's been so long ago
that
I don't even remember. So do you want to count down or do you want me to count down?
Why don't you?
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine.
Counting is also not a strong suit.
Geez, Shannon, leave it all to me.
While she's counting, have you guys seen? I haven't looked into it anymore, but I just saw a bunch of thumbnails coming up talking about Joann's declaring a second bankruptcy. So I don't know what that's all about. I'm going to have to look into that again.
So we're in a problem.
Okay. Did we not hit the number I sent?
No, we did not hit the number.
Okay, I haven't looked at any of them. I have been avoiding it. So let me.
Thank you, Quilty Crocheter. What is your name, if you don't mind me asking? Okay.
Yeah, I hear ya. So with me, I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's one of the few stores that I have within driving distance. So yeah, that will be a bummer if they do. I don't know. There's a lot of yarns from there I like. There's a lot I don't buy. But it would definitely be a bummer if they did close.
And who is that, Joann's?
Yeah, Joann's. Yeah. Yeah.
So we do have a winner. So are you guys ready who the winner is? So Jen's Hobby Nook is the winner. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You won the turquoise stone. So if you do not mind emailing me, I will put my email down in the chat. Just email me your address and let me know that you are the winner. Just message me turquoise stone. That way I know exactly which one you did win.
Yay.
Congratulations. This is my first time doing a giveaway on the live.
Like I said, I've never done anything. And I was like texting Sid this morning and I'm like, it's less than an hour. I don't know how to do this.
You're welcome, Jen. Yeah, I just kind of watch some other people do the giveaways that don't use the tool. And just kind of go from there. And I figured that would probably, where we don't know how to use the StreamYard tool, that would probably be the best option, was to do either or, that the way that we were going to do it. So
yeah, you will love your yarn, Jen. You really will. But then you'll have to let us know what you make out of it.
Yeah, I would love to see. Which Jen, do you have, I know I see you in the chat and other people's chat every once in a while, but do you actually have content on your channel? I think I am following her. Let me see real quick. No content yet. Okay.
What about an Instagram, maybe?
Instagram, Instagram. I've been having you know that song that kind of goes fly like a bird. Do you know that
Yes.
song? That
Like,
song has been stuck in my head all
that's like an
morning.
old song,
Yeah,
right?
I I don't know. It's just been stuck in my head. I was in there in the bathroom singing it, and my daughter, she's like, "Mommy, stop singing." So I start singing again.
Are you,
Question.
Jen, are you on Instagram? Because maybe you could tag Cydney whenever you get your
Yeah,
project done. No hurry, no
yeah,
hurry.
no, no, no. You don't even have to. I mean, it's just
Yeah, Fly Like an Eagle. That's the
yeah.
song that
There we go.
I'm thinking of.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you, Lynn. In my mind, I was like, is that by the Eagles? But it's not by the Eagles. Steve Miller. Okay.
Well, thank you, Holly, for coming in. We let me get my words here. Thank you for coming in, and it's greatly appreciated that you're here and supporting us. And we hope to see
Yes.
you at some other time live or whatever. If you don't know, Shannon and I, we go live every third Saturday of the month. We alternate between her channel and my channel. So for February,
February.
it will be on my channel. I'm trying to do too many things at once.
I was like, I'm following along, and then I'm like,
Yes, sorry. I feel like sometimes I'm really horrible about explaining things. And I was rewatching our last live. So I felt like, I guess this would be in a way kind of like ADHD, but I felt like I was speaking so fast. And then I rewatched the live and I'm like sitting there talking like this, but it didn't feel like that. So I'm like, is that a sign of ADHD or?
well, the talking fast definitely is.
So, yeah.
Uh,
So,
I get mine. I feel like I am sensitive to caffeine, and I made sure to cut myself off at a cup and a half of coffee before coming up here, because like
mhm.
that last one, I was drinking coffee, and I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So, Linda is asking, how is the zebra yarn made? Are you referring to this as the zebra yarn? Is that what you're referring to? Thank you, Marquetta. We love having you here.
yes, yes.
So, Linda, how this one was made, it's kind of how I was talking about what I was doing when I said fractal yarn. So how I did this one, I will split the roving into two, and I will split or spin one half as how it is, and then the other half, what I would do is split it into. I think this one I did 4 sections, but sometimes I do like 5 or 6 sections, and that's when you ply them together, it just gives it that bar pulled look. Yeah, there's so many different techniques that you can do with spinning and to accomplish this, and it's a lot of fun when you can do so much when it comes to spinning. I'm wanting to what are they called? I think some people might call them um, like beehive um, yarn, but it's like a big old nip of yarn
Oh,
that
yeah.
you
Yep.
spin. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I can't remember the exact name without going over there and getting my book, but I'm wanting to try that. That's going to be very, very interesting. Very
Well, and I
interesting.
think that's kind of the reason I want to graduate from my drop spindle, is because I'm like, oh, there's not much you can like, it's great, like, as it's super cheap way to start out to see if
Mhm.
you like the idea, but it is much more limited.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can do literally one thing and one thing only with that. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, and Vita as well. Thank you.
Mhm.
So, does anybody have any plans today?
I am gonna be hunkering down because it is sub-zero temperatures here. I know I missed it way, way earlier, so hopefully Elizabeth is still on here, but she asked how cold I was in my room because 'cause it's
Yeah, I've
been
seen that.
awful. So I got my little radiator heater going. It's silent, so I love it. I got that going like 2 hours before coming up here. I have a sweatshirt and a cardigan and a wool hat and a blanket on my lap.
You're gonna
Um,
be as snug as a bug in a rug.
yeah, I mean, I'm okay right now, but it's gonna be brutal, so my plan is to not leave the house at all weekend. Oh,
Yeah, I don't.
I'm assuming Lisbeth, she's still here. I'm assuming that's your plans too, is just hunkering down, so
Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't. I think I've adapted to the warm weather down here in South Carolina too quickly because now if it's like below 40, 45, I don't want to go outside. Yeah.
that's funny.
My my mom and my mother-in-law were showing me pictures of it snowing in West Virginia, and my mother-in-law, she's like, "You ready to come up here and take a visit or have a visit?" And I'm like, No, no, I'm good."
You can keep your snow.
Yeah, you can keep your snow. It's not the snow, it's the cold. I don't
Yeah.
mind the snow. It's the coldness. I don't. I'll take the snow, but I won't take the cold.
Mhm.
So Ricky said, "My plan is to make as many rows as I can on a mosaic
Mm,
blanket I am making for a challenge." Ooh,
that's a good idea.
interesting. What mosaic blanket are you doing? Not that I would probably know, but
Those are I think those are just some of the most beautiful things, and I love the idea of it, but I don't know if I have the attention span in all reality to really focus enough to make sure like with the math and everything,
uh-huh.
just to make sure I'm counting accurately to make it. We'll see you
Right.
later, Elizabeth. Thank you for
Bye,
coming on. I
Elizabeth.
appreciate it.
Hey, she's going to Walmart too.
It's not just Sydney's mom.
No, I am not
Marquita,
originally
where oh, Alabama. Okay.
originally from South Carolina. I am originally from West Virginia, Southern West Virginia at that. So close enough. But I have lived in Ohio, I've lived in Indiana, I've lived in California, I've lived in Tennessee, um, California twice actually. And then we finally moved back to West Virginia. Um, my parents, my mom and my stepdad, and then my husband and I, we moved down to South Carolina about 3.5 years ago. So
Okay.
yeah,
Mine has not been as varied. I started out in Iowa, went to Illinois, went up to Minnesota, back to Iowa.
yeah, you made a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and not an exciting one.
Yeah, the move from Indiana to California, that was that was a trip. For
That would
one,
be rough.
it was a 3-hour trip, but we got to Utah. My stepdad's truck, the transmission went out. So we had to stay in Utah. I think it was actually in Salt Lake, Utah.
Mm.
We had to stay there until got a new truck or got the truck fixed or something like that. We were there for a few days. But not only that, he ended up getting kidney stones.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, that extended out the
Yeah, he's
trip.
not gonna be on the road or anything.
No, no, no. So that was a long trip. And then the trip from California to Tennessee wasn't so bad. And then we moved back to California. My stepdad, he does demolition, which takes him like all over the United States. At one point, I think he got a job offer, was looking at actually moving to the UK
Hmm.
when I was in high school. And that would, I wish, in a way, I wish we would have been able to go there because that would have been
It'd
cool.
be neat to yeah.
Yeah, my life has definitely been an adventure, and I can say I have seen a lot of the United States, and
Which is cool.
yes, it is. There's a lot more that I would love to see, but it's just a matter of time and money.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to yeah, it's I mean, it's just hard to get a long hair problems, trust me.
Yes. Yes. I was trying not to spit my water out because I knew what you were laughing at.
It's because mine gets caught in, like, literally everything, so
I was sitting there yesterday spinning up the yarn and trying to spin my own hair, and I'm like, quit. The wool was catching my hair, and I'm like, well, at least they get a little piece of me.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm probably" like, I'm not, like, crazy attached to my hair in a weird way, but I just don't like having to make appointments and go to appointments and sit
Yeah.
through appointments. So, it's like the whole process of it. So, the last time I got a haircut was, like, last February or March, and I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should get on that again."
You know when the last time I cut my hair or had my hair I actually went and got my hair cut?
When?
Do you remember when I cut my hair to like right here?
No.
No, you don't remember that?
No.
That was,
Was
well,
that
that's
what
been about 2 years ago now.
okay, so that was your last haircut?
Yeah, yeah. I think, was it 2 years ago?
I'm gonna
I
have to
think it
go
was 2 years.
back. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back on your thumbnails and look and see now.
Yeah, it just got to the point where my hair was all the way down to my butt,
Mhm.
and it just looked really, really raggedy because I was not cutting it. I was not going and getting it cut. It was getting on my nerves. I have fine hair, so putting it up in a well, not a ponytail, but like a bun, it does not want to stay. So I just got annoyed and chopped it all off.
My
My
problem
husband,
is, like, when I'm trying to sleep and I'm trying to roll over and then it's, like, caught in my armpit or something, and I'm like,
yep,
"This is just nasty."
yeah, yeah. Mm, thank you. Yeah, it's my husband. He was so mad at me because I just went to Walmart to go get it cut, and I told the lady about the length that I wanted it, and because he wants me to have long hair, and I'm just like, it's my hair, I can do whatever the heck I want to do. And so him and my daughter went, walking around Walmart and everything, and he comes back, and my hair is like up to here, and he's like, what in the heck did you do? I said, well, I told her shoulder length, but she cut it a little bit shorter. I can't do nothing about it. But he he looked at me the other day. He's like, "You should dye your hair like a blue or something." And I'm like, "No, no." But
I am I am, like, at the point where so when I was in my 20s, I worked in like, I was a hairstylist, I worked in salons. And so, like, I colored mine all the time, and I haven't colored it in probably 10 or 15 years, and now, like, my gray is really coming in here in the temples and stuff, and I'm just, like, trying to decide what to do. So for now, I'm gonna leave it and just see how it goes.
it's your glitter. It's your glitter.
Yes, yes. I mean, I guess if all of a sudden you tune into a video and I have, like, shiny dark hair, you'll be like, "Oh, she hit her breaking
Yep.
point."
Well, you guys are ready for another giveaway? This one is going to be a mystery, but like I said, if you were here from the start, if you watched my previous video, you will get an idea of what it would be. And I did tell Linda, because she commented on the video, that she needed to, because she wanted to see the end of the yarn. I told her that she needed to come back to
To
today's
the
live,
live.
and yeah, so I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. A little bit of a sneak peek. That's about all you guys get.
What a tease.
It is a tease. It's, who doesn't love a mystery?
That's
Who does
right.
not love a mystery?
I'm scared of mysteries.
Really? Why? Like, are you talking like mystery shows, or are you
No.
talking about like just mysteries in general? You just
Yeah,
don't
like
you don't
mystery
like
bags and mystery
okay.
boxes.
You
I'm
don't
like,
like you don't like to be surprised. No.
no, I don't.
I love mysteries. I like not knowing. I like the surprise. I like the surprise. So
Nope, not me. Don't like surprises. I'm boring. I am boring.
you're boring. You're not
Yep.
boring.
Mm,
We all have our days, you know.
that is true. Yes, I don't think I ever and if I was like, I would be Velma on
No.
Scooby-Doo. Like, I'm like the no fun, like logical one.
Ricky says that she calls her gray strands strands of wisdom. There
I
you go.
like that. I
There you
like
go.
that.
There you go.
I've
That's what
never seen any gray hair on you though in your videos.
she might be hiding it.
She might be.
She might be really good at hiding it.
She might be. One time I was like watching part of my video and I was like, what is going on? And like, what's wrong here? And I like zoom in and because it looked like something was wrong with my head. And I was like, oh no, that's just white in that area. It looked like I was missing hair.
That's which side is it? I think I don't know. There's one side of like my hairline that I hate seeing because it just looks like I'm missing, you know, a big chunk of hair.
My daughter has like right down here by in her temple, like this strand right here is completely white. And it's been like that since she was like maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, something like that. And so we didn't want her to be self-conscious when she was little. And so we told her she was like Rogue from the X-Men. And I don't think she bought it. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if she's on the live, she's lurking right now and hasn't said anything. So
Uh-oh.
I don't know if she's seeing
Yep.
if I'm like busted for saying that,
Yeah.
but
You done told on yourself. You
yeah.
done told on yourself. So we're gonna call this one, we're gonna do another giveaway, and we're gonna type the word sherbet. Sherbet. And we're gonna go ahead and start for whoever wants to be entered in the giveaway. And do you want to text me another number?
Sure.
Okay. So Jill said, I've never hand-dyed yarn. Looking forward to checking out your Etsy shop. Well, thank you, Jill. Yeah, it's just most of my handles are Sweet Pea Sid. So I guess at the end of this live, or if you can,
I
or
might be
somebody.
able to bear with me. I'm going to be having my concentrating face while I try to. Can you see me right now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, because I'm like in a different what is it called? Like
Tab.
browser that I brought up, different
Yeah,
window or whatever, and so I can't see you at all.
I can see you. And I'll let you count this one since I counted the last one.
Okay.
So, Lady Le, do you know how to? Well, you don't get the check up, do you?
Sorry, I'm just trying to
Laurel?
get your Etsy shop in here.
Lady Laurel, is that how you say your name? Please do not get offended if I cannot say your name correctly. I have a hard time when it comes to pronouncing people's names. So
I have a hard time pronouncing anything. Like I just get talking so fast sometimes, and then I just bleh.
yeah.
So okay, so I got Cydney's Etsy shop up there. That should be right.
Close enough. I'll just call you Lady L. Is that okay? Lady L.
I like Lady L. That sounds cool.
So I'm going to give it another minute. And both of these are from Shannon and I. The giveaways are
But
both from
Cydney did all
Shannon.
the hard work.
Whatever. I don't mind. She said, makes me sound mysterious. Shannon might not like that.
Mysteries.
And Marianne said, Lady L from Freaks and Geeks, which I don't think I've ever watched that.
I watched it and I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember really any of the characters.
Uh-huh.
It's been off the air for a long time.
When it comes to like movies, TV shows, characters, no. No.
I feel like that's the only thing I'm good at is like remembering movie lines from movies from the 80s and 90s.
So
totally useless skill.
So are you ready to count?
All right. Yes, I can.
Oh, that sucks though.
What?
Marianne said that it would never stream due to copyright issues.
Oh, okay.
The Freaks and Geeks. Sorry, you're counting.
Okay. I was like, I thought something bad happened.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to start counting down here. You got the text where I had sent a number to you earlier?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, it is Kathy. Kathy, how do you pronounce your last name? Z-C-E-D.
Well, congratulations, Kathy.
Congratulations, Kathy.
So you will need to email me as well. I'll put my email down in the chat again, just in case if you did not catch it. Just email me your address. If you are overseas, you will need to email me your phone number as well. I think that's about it. That all you need. Oh, making sure you do type in Sherbet or Sherbet Swirl or Mystery so that I know exactly which one it is. I need to write this down. So, who is the last winner?
Kathy.
I was supposed to be writing this down.
Yep, the last winner is C-A-T-H-Y, Kathy, Z-C-E-D, last name.
And then Jen was the last one.
Zolweg. Is it Zolweg or Way? Because I know sometimes the W-E-G is pronounced Way.
Trying to get Jen's. Remember what her channel name was?
Jen's Hobby Nook. And it's Jen with 2 N's.
I knew it was something Nook, but I couldn't remember that middle. All right. We try to be fun. We're goofy and
yep.
Yeah, sometimes we're awkward. We're both awkward, so you'll have to mind us at times.
You know what, though? I feel like a lot of times people attracted to the same hobbies, like cozy type of hobbies.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us are a little bit awkward. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we're all awkward in their own little special way.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our quirks and
yep.
She said, I cannot type, too excited.
That's cute.
I'm excited for you to get this somewhat mystery yarn that I kind of gave you hint to. Should they be able to see? It wouldn't be a mystery for Kathy.
Yeah, no, unless Kathy wants to close her eyes.
Yeah.
So that can be up to Kathy. If she wants to close her eyes while we show it, No, I'm just being weird. Sorry.
Nobody's going to know other than Kathy if she closes her eyes or not.
That's true. She could be like, "Yep, they're closed."
I'm just going to wait for Kathy to answer that if she would like for it to be a mystery or
Or not.
or
Yep.
not. If nothing else, if you are following me on Instagram, you may see it.
There you go. There you go. I agree. Awkward people are honest because we just blurt stuff out. Like I'm thinking it and then boop, there it is.
So she said she'll close my eyes. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a 5-second look.
And you guys are fun today. Thank you so much for being silly with us.
Yeah. So you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kathy, you can open your eyes now.
That was so fun. That was silly.
And if you know my giveaways, I always add a little bit extra in. And I do have a few extra things, but those I am keeping secret.
Actual secret.
Yes. Thank you guys. I actually got the Paradise Fiber of the month this for January. If you guys don't know, their warehouse actually caught fire back in, I think it was April or May. And so they had to put their subscriptions on pause for a little bit, and then they started the new year off with their subscription, and that's what came out of that was that yarn. I blended it up on my drum carder and then spun it. So
it's very pretty, very pretty.
thank you.
I saw your unboxing.
It was one of those that I was like, do I want to give this away? Do I want to keep it? But I'll give it.
Lady L also has no filter.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have said that, but too late now.
Yeah. I kind of figure that a lot of things in life, like people are so busy with their own stuff
Yeah.
that when I say something dumb, like they're not thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
Like they might not have even been listening that well to begin
Yeah.
with.
I tell everybody that, especially here lately, I feel like I've been saying this on repeat. We are our worst critic. We are,
for sure.
because I mean, we pay attention to ourselves more than other people are paying attention to us. So,
well, and I think too, like we're so willing to criticize ourselves so much harsher than we would ever criticize someone else.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when
the
we
quiet
started.
Part out loud. Yep, I get that.
What'd she say, or who said it?
Lady L said she said the quiet part out loud. Like, you know, the part you're supposed to say in your head, but you accidentally blurt it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I got another autumnal gal, Jill. This is gonna sound like a crazy question, but I have a cousin by that exact same name. Like, you're not my cousin, Jill, are you? Like, I don't think so. But that wouldn't that be the weirdest thing ever?
You might. You never know. We're all related somehow, you know.
If you go back far enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think anyone in my family watches my channel. My daughter does, you know, sometimes, some of them. But for the most part, and I don't think really any of my extended family would even know about it.
Yeah. I think the only person that I know that watches is my mom. And sometimes she'll drag my stepdad into watching my videos with me because she watches them on her TV. But I think it was his half brother. I know at one point was watching me because they had went up last year and he had said something about my channel and how proud he was and all that. But I think he's commented a time or two, but that's the only people that I know that actually watch. Or no, my nieces and nephews also watch, because my
Oh,
nephew,
that's right.
he likes to call me the YouTube lady.
Like you're famous to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, but
One time I got my friend Jill says she doesn't think she's my cousin, but you never know. I'm like, you'd recognize me. Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
Um,
steal the words out of my mouth.
One time I got like randomly a text from my friend Lisa. Her and I used to work together a few years back, and sometimes she's on the chat when she can, but she's
Is
a
it
massage therapist.
is
She
her
does
last
like
name
sound
Patterson?
therapy.
Is it the Patterson, Lisa Patterson that
Yes.
comes in? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And one time she sent me a text of my giant face on her TV. Like she was watching my video on TV and it's like bigger than life size. And I'm like, oh no, don't do
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't let me see you watching me.
Oh yeah.
That's
It
weird. That's a weird feeling.
I hate watching myself on camera. After
Yes.
something's already been published, I hate watching myself. And I remember the last time I was up in West Virginia at my mom's, she was getting caught up on my channel. And I was asleep, and next thing you know, I hear my voice. And she's got me on the TV, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, thanks. Thanks.
Once in a while, I'll be scrolling through Instagram Reels, and then, like, a lot of times Instagram will want you to, like, remix a reel or something like that,
Yeah.
so I'm just minding my own business, flipping through, trying to relax, and then there I am
Yeah.
talking, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. So Riki said both of my sons and some of my family watch my content. I find it awkward that they find my blabbering interesting. So still getting used to being on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It is, it's such a and my husband has been super supportive of my
Mhm.
channel since the beginning, but he's not remotely a yarn person. Like he supports that I enjoy it. He loves that I have a hobby. He will kindly listen when I'm talking about it. He will drive me to a yarn store, like whatever.
Yeah.
But he could care less. And
Yeah.
he's just like, it kind of baffles him that there are yarn channels that have like a million viewers and stuff like that,
Really.
and because it's just like a strange thing. And he's like, yeah, it's he's like, I'm not surprised people watch you because of you, but he's like, it's just surprising to him that the yarn content is popular. So
Well, thanks.
I know.
So Feather Song Crochet said, gonna record today, so see y'all later.
Oh
Want
yeah,
to get the natural light,
I
Yes.
do know. I
Yes.
have a ring light, but I don't use it very often. I just try to record during the day, so
Well, thank you for coming in. We greatly appreciated you coming and hanging out with us and just being our goofy selves, and
yes.
sometimes don't know what to say, like right now. But I hope you come back for more. And um, again, we do this every third Saturday of the month and
Mhm.
just alternate between channels. Most of the times we are at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, and then down the line. Sometimes it does get changed, but we do post in
Yep,
community tab if it does get changed.
yep.
Moms are their children's biggest fans.
I would say that. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. It's my mom, other than my husband, my mom is my best friend. I
Mhm.
I know to her I can go and talk to her about anything. So Lady L says my son is 21 and will occasionally watch my yarn content, living content with me. He knit his first machine knit hat for fun yesterday. I'm surprised. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. yarn loving. Yarn loving. That is awesome. I mean, when you can get your kids involved in it,
Mhm.
it's such a blessing. It really is. And then plus you get that, friend for life in a way.
Yeah.
Uh, for some people, yeah. Um, that you can enjoy crafting with.
Thank you for stopping by, Marquita. I appreciate that. We enjoyed having
Yes.
you.
Yes. She makes some beautiful stuff too.
She does.
Yeah. Especially her socks. She makes some
Yeah.
beautiful socks.
Yeah, there's so many talented people.
Oh yeah. There is. I mean, it's just crazy what anybody and everybody can bring to the table. And nobody's better than the other person. And it's just, I enjoy being on YouTube and being able to, meet other people that,
Mhm.
make so many beautiful things, because
Yep.
so many of you guys are like not even content creators, but
Mhm.
just the supporters make
Yep.
so many beautiful things.
It's
And
very
so many,
inspiring.
so many talented people, so many,
Mhm.
so many.
In case you're wondering, Sydney's drinking water, not moonshine.
It's a southern thing. Yeah, I just got to thinking about that because my moonshine jar is back to Jen. Uh, I was like, well, I remember us talking about it, and I'm like, it's a southern thing, I guess. Most people have, sweet tea in it, but it's a southern thing.
I thought about putting Dr. Pepper in a coffee mug and pretending it was coffee, but I
You little
didn't.
faker trying
I
to
know.
fake us
You know how
out.
you, like, blow on it, make it
Yeah.
think it's coffee?
Yeah.
But I was like, "You know what? Enough caffeine. Just tone it down."
Put some dry ice in it, get that,
Yeah.
I don't can you consume dry ice?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. But yeah, you can get that, put the dry ice in there and get that smoky
Steam
effect.
coming off.
You could fool anybody with that. You'd fool me.
So
Which
Wendy
you
was helping her son. Very good. No, wait. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You helped him crochet over Christmas.
That's awesome.
Excellent. It just jumped on me here. Whoops.
And then Jill said, I miss my crafty mom so much. She taught me to crochet and thank her of every day while crocheting. That's awesome. That's
That
very
was my
nice.
grandma for me.
Yeah.
Jen is like, please, for the love of God, don't drink the dry ice.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't for sure. I know, like, sometimes, like in these cooking shows, they use the dry ice, but I don't know if you can actually, consume dry ice or, yeah.
That's funny.
So Samantha is asking if there is more giveaways. Unfortunately, that is the only two, unless
Mhm.
Shannon, you want to do what you said
I
you want to do.
Yeah, I don't have anything else, sorry.
I would love.
Raspberry in the wine glass. Yep, I like that.
I feel bad.
Okay, Jill is talking here about wanting to learn to knit. And so Sid, this is on you because I am not a knitter.
Okay. So I want to learn to knit, but I am paralyzed by dropping a stitch. Can't just rip it out like a crochet and advice. Um, there's a few different things that you can do. You can actually pick them stitches back up with a crochet hook. You can also, just in case if you have mess up, I think it's called a lifeline. I've never personally used one, but I'm going to try to remember how to do it, just from watching other people. But you take like a strand of yarn and you kind of weave it in and out of the stitches, and so if you do have to rip out, then you've kind of got a lifeline there that will save your stitches from having to rip it all the way out. But I think that's the only two techniques that um, I know how to do. if anybody else who also knits, if you know any more techniques, please also put that advice down so Jill can get anything that might help her.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I love the look of knitted things, but I'm kind of just like, eh, I've already got enough things I need to learn to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just I did at Christmas time, I did get a Centro. And so like I know there's like mixed opinions and reviews on them, but I'm like, there's some yarn that I got, like for like hats for my husband, and I'm just like, I kind of want to just throw them on there
Hmm.
instead of like crocheting them.
Yeah.
Um,
It
so
makes it so much quicker, so much quicker.
yeah,
Unless you get a certain yarn that it just does not like.
yeah.
Um,
And I know there's definitely a learning curve. I think sometimes people get them and then it's like, I don't know. It's not like a magical thing. Like you still have to like work at it to make it work out. So
yes and no. I mean, like, all you do is the pegs, you just kind of weave them in and out to first start off, and then all you got to do is like crank if you're just making a hat, and then you cinch up. Depending on exactly how you're making the hat, if you're making like a double thick hat or
mm,
a double, or would
yep,
it
I
be
know what
called?
you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it would be
you
like
just
twice as long, right?
yeah, you just kind of like push it, the yarn, the in through the one hole and just cinch it up. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. But um, it's really nothing to it. Now, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people, they make like headbands. You can do
Mm.
so many things on the knitting machines. I've seen like sweaters being made. Um, I think I seen like a cow made on there at one point. In fact, last year when I got mine, I was actually working up and I was going to sell them, but I got so irritated with it, making gun sleeves for shotguns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to go in the round. You can, that's how some people do the sweaters, is you can do like a back and forth motion with it. And that's what that switch is on the side, is if you're wanting to just go back and forth,
Oh,
uh,
gotcha,
it
gotcha.
will keep you from going over too
All the
far.
way around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, but they can also be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not magic. Like you still have to
Yeah.
work on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I want one. Um, it's not an Addy and it's not a Centro. I can't remember what the name is, but it's actually like a professional
Mm,
um, knitting sock machine that I
okay.
really, really want, but they're a little pricey.
I bet.
Because,
That seems to be the thing. Anything quality really is, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. Because I have one sock syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is,
Oh,
but one sock syndrome.
mm-mm.
It's where
Oh, where
you,
you can't make the second one?
yep, I have that syndrome. And yeah, if people are like, well, you could just wear mismatch socks. And I'm like, yeah, I could, but
It would
not
drive
my
you
thing.
crazy.
Not my thing anymore. I mean, if we were talking, 8 years ago when me and my husband, my mother-in-law, she used to give me crap about it because I always had matching socks. And my husband would too, but that was my thing back then. I was like, I ain't got time to sit there and sift through my sock pile and try to find, matching socks.
Mine, I wouldn't bother me about the color, but the feel of them on my feet, if it didn't
Uh-huh.
feel the same, would drive me bonkers.
Do you have a sensory issue or
Oh,
a texture issue like I do?
100%. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
That's how I am, especially when it, like, not when it comes to food, but with like certain foods. I don't like that gritty texture. That's like
Mi
the main
I
thing
feel like
that.
mine isn't so much food, except I don't like soggy foods, like, foods that
Mm,
should be crisp that are soggy, I can't handle,
yeah.
but mine is more like if my shoes are making my feet feel weird, it will ruin my
Yeah.
entire day, or, like, if my, like, shirt is tugging in a weird way, I won't be able to get work done, so
Brawl, brawl. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is my husband, he's like, I'm gonna get you a bra for Christmas or whatever. And I'm like, Please
No.
do not, because I have to try them on. And if I don't like it, then it ain't,
Yeah,
no.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, Ricky, that's what I've been wanting to learn. I just haven't gotten into it yet. You can actually knit 2 socks at a time.
Mm,
So what you do is either you can have 2 different, or not 2 different, but 2 skeins or ball of the same yarn, and you just knit them on circular needles like
okay.
this, and you can just knit 2 socks at a time. So
Hmm.
yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. it it's one of those things that it just seems very tedious, and when it comes to tedious things, I kind of like will shy away at first until I feel like I am ready.
Mhm.
So
Sometimes it's just so hard to get over that initial,
yeah.
like, threshold of doing something new, especially if it seems intimidating.
Yeah, yeah, that's with the wired jewelry, that's the issue that I was having was, I just felt really intimidated by it just
Mhm.
because I mean, it's not that I did know what I was doing, but it just seemed like there was more into it than I really thought there was.
Yeah.
And once I did it, it was like, okay, that's it. But yeah,
Like,
it's
that
just
wasn't so bad.
no, but
Kinda like us going live for a year. That wasn't so
exactly.
bad.
Exactly. It's it's like the I've been wanting to go like live more often, like by myself or with a guest or whatever, for quite some time. It's just a matter of putting my brain to it and
Mhm.
putting my ego and pride aside and just saying, do it. You
Yeah,
know, it's that fear of, I guess, rejection
yeah.
and um what's the other one? Um Fear of judgment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just the matter I've gotta put my brain to it and get over that fear.
Mhm.
And, like, I've been listening to a lot of motivational speeches here
Mhm.
lately where I have been wanting to do it, and it's just a matter of don't even think about it, just
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
And yeah, so
When I did some of the first lives, like, by myself, I did not announce them. I
mhm,
just went because then I thought, "Okay, nobody'll be watching, so I'm safe, and if I mess up, no one will see
nobody
it."
but it sticks
Which
around.
not a great way to get watch time hours, but I was like, "Well, if nobody
Hey,
knows I'm doing
we
it."
all gotta start somewhere, and that's the important thing is no matter what you're doing, you start somewhere. And it may not be perfect, but at least you tried it, and that's what you
Yep.
can say is you tried it. Mary's here from Slow
Hey,
Crochet.
Mary. Jill asked about Tunisian crochet, so that's another question for Sid. Because yes, she is proficient,
Proficient. I don't
right?
know if I'm proficient in Tunisian, but I do know a little bit about Tunisian crocheting. What is
Yeah,
your question, Jill?
yeah, she's got quite a few tutorials,
Mhm.
right? A good handful, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I have a playlist with all of Tunisian knitting, crocheting. I have many playlists if you want to
Mhm.
go check those out. So Riki said, "I think you are brave to go live. I cannot see myself going live at all. My dyslexia will not be able to keep up with that." It,
I get that because, like, it does jump on me, and then I have to, like, try to hunt it
yeah,
down. It that part is kinda overwhelming, it is,
right.
and then you, like, feel bad when you miss stuff, but that also happens.
Yeah,
So, I that's one of those things where I feel like if you ever want to do it, just address that during the live. Just be like, I'm not going to be addressing any questions till the end or something like that, where then you can just, the last 5 minutes, you can just scroll through and read if you want to, or just be like, yeah, put it in the comments. I'll get back to you later.
right. Or you can also, I'm sure if Shannon wants to go live or if I want
Mhm.
to go live, you can always email one of us or somebody
Yeah.
that you feel comfortable with
Yes.
that goes live on regular basis.
Yep.
And I'm sure they would more than love to have you if
Yep.
you do want to that. go live with
Mhm.
anybody, or just start somewhere.
Yep, yep. It
This
does, I think, help to have a friend that has done it before just
Yeah,
so it's not as intimidating.
yeah,
And
or
also know that, like, we make mistakes all the time, and we don't
oh,
always
yeah,
know what we're doing, so
exactly, exactly. It's just you've gotta put yourself in a very vulnerable spot and be okay with that.
Mhm.
And, I
Yep.
mean, you'll get better within time, and you
Mhm.
just gotta make yourself vulnerable a little bit.
Yep.
You gotta be comfortable with getting uncomfortable.
Yes, 100%, which is hard. The only thing I'm working on right now, Jill, is, I I with my member group, we kinda started doing a thing where I just kinda threw out an idea of, some stash busting, and then, nobody has to participate, but so the only thing I'm working on right now is dishcloths,
Mm,
because I felt like I needed, like, a palate cleanser, like, I just needed to
yeah,
kinda, like, refresh for a minute, and, I had, like, a bunch of cotton that was gifted to me and was kinda colors that I might not have chosen myself,
mhm,
and it was definitely, like, dishcloth cotton. It wasn't, like, mercerized or, something
gotcha,
I'd make a top out of, so,
yeah.
yeah, my current only project is just kind of getting a bunch of dishcloths going, so nothing exciting, sorry. Definitely no inspo there.
I'm going to be right back, and
Okay.
then I'll answer or show off some of the things that I've been working on. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, Donna goes live a lot, so she is good at that. Thank you, Debbie, for the congrats. Let's see here. Okay. Whoops. So you have been on panels and it terrifies you. Yeah, I get that. That might just be something where you just have to, yeah, if you don't like it, don't do it anymore. But if you do kind of like the idea, definitely keep trying till you do feel a little more comfortable. So I'm a slow reader. I'm not near as fast at reading as Sid's is. Yeah, I just, the dishcloths were just like an easy problem solver for, me to use up some of the cotton I had, and I'm not doing any type of, like, pattern or stitches. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even really, like, being that careful with it, so I can't even guarantee, like, they're all the right amount of stitches. They're not the same size, but it was just nice to, um, just to, crank some of those out. Donna says she's never participated in a panel. I actually haven't either. I've done well, maybe I have. Do you consider 3 people uh a panel? I did a live this summer and I had Cydney on and then I also had oh my gosh, I totally why am I blanking out right now? She's on here sometimes. She's not on here right now. I am, like, totally losing it right now, but we did a ask the experts, and, so we had 3 on there. Oh my gosh, I feel like a jerk. I'm gonna have to look it up right now because I am 100% I can see her face. I've chatted with her on Instagram. Cydney, I am blanking out. Who was the gal that was, on the Ask the Experts live we did?
Meg.
Yes, Meg from Show and Tell Meg.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
You're
it. I
welcome.
don't know why I couldn't come up with that.
Yeah, I was like, "What is her name?" I knew it started with an M,
I'm like, I
but
can see her face in my mind,
yeah,
but
and then Meg, because I was like, "No, I know you asked Mary, but she had things going on." So it
yep,
wasn't Mary, but I remember Meg was there too. So
yep,
yeah.
yep.
All right. Sorry, I had a potty break.
It happens. It
my
happens.
my bladder
And
was screaming at me.
another reason I limited the coffee intake this morning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Jill was asking about, was it Jill? about current projects.
Yes.
So I won't share all of them. I'll just share two that I've been mainly working on. So the first one, and if you don't know, I am a designer. I design my own patterns. So this coming or in February, I don't know the date. I'll get to that here in a minute. But I will have a shawl that comes out. It's going to be called Intertwine. And this is going to be the shawl. It is like one of those boomerang diagonal shawls. And it's very, very similar to my Simply Twisted cable shawl.
Which is gorgeous.
Yes, thank you. I am a sucker for cables. I love cables unless it comes to knitting. Knitting is a different story. Let me see if I can figure out what day it is. That
if
one
you
will...
haven't figured this out, Cydney is way more organized than me.
No. February 16th is when that shawl will come out. It is called Intertwine, so the day right after our next live, it will come out.
Perfect.
My videos do come out at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I'm having an issue with technology.
But you can't rule that out.
Yeah. Before the video does come out, I will have a tutorial on how to do this cabling, because it is, I think, a 12-row repeat. And that way you can kind of get a base of what exactly we're doing when we add that section onto, which is a 3-row repeat. So that's one of the main things that I have been working on, along with a blanket. And hopefully my mom is not in the chat anymore.
I think she say she had to leave, I think?
Yeah, she was heading back home. So
but
Linda,
if she's on here, she needs to stop looking right now.
Yeah, close your eyes, Mom. Linda, that is a worsted weight yarn. Thank you all for all the wonderful comments. And yeah, I have a hard time when people compliment me because I'm just not used to it, I guess. So
you get that awkward moment where you freeze up.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what to say other than, thank you. But this one, it won't be until March. It's going to be a blanket. The reason why I'm telling my mom to close her eyes is because she gifted me a blanket and I ripped it out because she told me to do whatever with it. It was all messed up. It was one of the first projects that she did. And so I ripped it out and now I'm going to re-gift it to her.
Very nice.
And that one was in the Urban Chick from Hobby Lobby. I wish they did not get rid of that yarn because this one was the berry.
Yep, I have used that exact yarn and I've used it in a couple other different colors and it's got like a springiness to it.
Yes.
So it was disappointing that was a discontinued one.
Yeah. I have the berry and then the one that had like a turquoise, different shades of blue, and there was like one strip of orange, which was kind of weird. But I like that one too. I don't remember the other Urban Chick.
I did some ones for my camper that it was like a green and brown and gray. It all combined. And then there was one that is just like the berry, but it was like a pink and a gray. And I did a shawl out of that one.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one, yeah. But that berry one is just like,
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yep, that's a good yarn.
Yeah, that one will
never to be seen again.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, I think I've, opinionated this before. I'm just so upset with Hobby Lobby with their desizing their
yarn. Yeah.
It seems like Joann's and Michael's is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're wanting you to buy off of online.
Yes.
And you get somebody that's like me, I want to be able to see it in person I don't want to buy offline. Not to
Yep.
mention the shipping costs as well. You got to spend so much money in order to get free shipping. I don't
Well,
want to spend that much money.
I have bought yarn too off of Joanne, and it was I don't remember. It was I don't know if it was Pound of Love or just something like that,
I think
and
I
it
remember
was
you saying
like,
something.
it was literally called, light green, and I
Mhm.
got it, and it was like a robin's egg blue, and it was pretty, but would not remotely work for what I
Yeah.
was doing it, and I had ordered, like, 3 skeins of it, so it was gonna be a big project, and thankfully, there is a store, like, an hour away from me. I returned it, but I was like and I understand dye lots and how there's things, but when something says light green and it's robin's egg blue, like,
Yeah.
that's I mean, I've made mistakes ordering with colors,
Yeah.
100%. I have made mistakes, but I didn't feel like that one was on me.
Right. Yeah. It's, the lighting that they use, and
Mhm.
if they use any kind of filters, it can be very, very deceiving. And
Yep.
that's what I have issues with.
So, Donna, I actually have no snow at all. We had, like, a light dusting, and it is gone because I wanna say yesterday or the day before, it did get up to about 40 degrees, but now we're down to like -15 with wind chill. So it is bitter and it is super windy. So there's a window right there. If you're wondering what I was doing, I have those like wind turbines outside, not
Yeah.
me, like in the fields. And it is really windy and just bitter, but no snow at all. But I'm gonna be hiding out in my house near the fire.
Yeah. I do not blame you at all.
Yeah, and, like, Missouri, they like I think you guys got it in Missouri, but, like, that whole band that went across, like, the Midwest, it was all
Mhm.
south of me, but that was, like, Kansas, Nebraska, tons of snow and ice,
Yeah.
uh, last week. That was bad.
Yeah, that's in West Virginia. My mom, she never went out of power, but she's also down in the valley.
Mm,
My s- mother-in-law, she was out of power for I think 2 days, but they're also on top of a mountain. That makes a big difference.
yeah.
But our good friends, they're more in a valley too. Um, they were out of power for 3 going on 4 days just
Wow.
because the ice and the
Yep,
trees, and it was, they've
bad.
got that, the county that I was born and kind of raised in, I guess. They got hit bad this year between Hurricane Helene passing through, and then with this storm, they've gotten hit pretty bad. Pretty.
Yeah.
So Donna, I am in South Carolina currently.
That is unfortunate, Jill. Like, yeah, it's like, like if you would have went to the store, you would have never picked out a skein of yarn that had been manhandled.
Yeah,
Like, and you're like, who packed this up and thought this was okay?
yeah. I just anytime that I've gone to like Michael's or Joann's, it's not so bad, but I just don't care for Michael's yarns, I guess, or at least the selection that our stores have. I just don't care for them. Yes.
The Michaels that would be nearest me is like about a little over an hour and a half away. I have been there on 2 occasions, and that particular store has like 1.5 yarn aisles. Like it is slim picking. Like there's just hardly anything there. And so the first time I was there, I bought 1 latte cake. And then the second time I didn't end up buying anything because they had just had like a massive clearance sale, and I swear like half of the aisle was empty. It was like empty bins, and I was really disappointed because I had traveled. I mean, we were doing other things in that area, but I had
Mhm.
traveled so far and I had thought, "Oh, I'll go to Michael's because I never get to." And then to not really have anything, and I didn't want to buy something just to buy it that I didn't
Yeah.
really like. And then Erin from Crafting Kitty,
Mhm.
she lives in the same state as me, and she said that if I wanted to go to a decent Michael's, I needed to come like a whole nother like 45 minutes more in her direction, and I was just kind of like, yeah,
No. Yeah.
I never go to that area, and I mean, if I'm in the area for some reason in the future, I'll probably stop, but I have no experience really with Michael's yarns at all.
Yeah. It's in a way it's not really worth it, you know.
No, no.
No. No. It's my problem is like it just seems like all these bigger stores like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, they don't carry unless it's sock
Mm,
or baby, they don't
mhm.
carry the like sport or
Yeah.
DK weight, or at
Yep.
least not, a good variety of it. And
Yep.
that's what I'm on the mission for is the thinner yarns. I don't
Yep.
care about the bulky weight. I don't care about the blanket weight. And that's what irritates me is I feel like where amigurumis are so big now, that's what they're catering towards
Yes,
is
blanket yarn for everyone.
yeah, and no hate to anybody who's,
No.
doing that. It's just it does get a little irritating
Yeah.
when you're not searching for that style of yarn.
The other thing I had kinda seen in like, I had bought this Supernova from Joann, and it's I have to break out the reading glasses. I think it's a 2
Uh-oh.
weight. Yeah, it's a 2 weight. So I did buy this. It's acrylic, I believe. Um, but they had a couple wool ones that they came out with the K and C,
Mhm.
but I felt like because they didn't have them in my store, like, I would have to buy online, so I couldn't feel them, and I felt like the price was high, I felt like. And I guess I feel like if I am gonna spend 12 or $14 on a thing of yarn, I'm gonna buy it from, like, I don't wanna be, like, better quality, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would buy it from a yarn store and buy something different as opposed to, like, spending $14 on a big box yarn.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's being a yarn snob, but I'm just like, when it's at Joann's, it is still, like, mass produced, and I love Joann's, don't get me wrong, but, um, I don't know, I kinda feel like big box stores don't do that well, like, they just don't do natural fibers very well. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right. Yeah, I haven't with these big box stores, I really haven't bought any of their wool, or if I'm getting something from a big box store, it's usually just acrylic or worsted weight.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
most of the time it's you know, on the fly, I'm making something for somebody and that's when I'm buying the yarn.
Yep.
Unless it's the Hobby Lobby annual yarn clearance.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think some yarns are definitely worth spending more on, but, but that's why I'm like, yeah, if I wanted I would buy, like, the hand dyed, hand spun, like,
Yeah.
that is made by an artisan. But yeah, I just that is one thing I kinda struggle with there is like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That's even like local yarn stores too. Even though they're not like big box stores, a
Mhm.
lot of them carry, not local
Yeah.
or like Cascade yarns or something that's kind of known.
Yeah.
And it's just isn't worth it as well buying $20 a skein and you're only getting, and it's not even hand spun or whatever.
Yep. Yep,
So
it's still kinda mass produced, yeah. When you look at, like, what that $20 could get you with from different sources.
yeah.
I had went to the only LYS I've been to, it was in Ames, Iowa, so that's where Iowa State is, and I went to it, and I had researched it online first, and I went in, and the store was really, really small. It was, like,
Oh,
awkwardly small where you're like, "Oh, here's me and the employees standing together in this closet," basically.
yeah.
Um, but the gal working did not seem excited about being there, and so then it was kinda hard, like, she was just like, "Meh, if you need help, let me know." And then pretty much everything in the store was Malabrigo, which, I
Mm,
mean, the Malabrigo I've used, I've loved, but, like, they really only had one line, and then the couple that I was kind of looking at, there was only one hank of it. So it was like I couldn't even like do, like it really limited everything, and I left empty-handed. I was kind of disappointed
Mm,
because I was so excited about going. I'll
right.
probably check them out again at some point in the future, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's our local yarn store. They were in more North Myrtle Beach,
Okay.
and they moved to a actual bigger store because I guess they added more yarn, or I don't know what the case why they moved. But they do a lot of classes there. Um,
Mm.
the ladies, every time I go in there, they are absolutely wonderful. I think what is that? What is the? I think they're called Knit and Pearl. I think that's their name is Knit and Pearl, but they've got a pretty decent variety, and it's a pretty decent local yarn store. I like going there too because they have the mystery. They've got like these mystery bags that are marked half off from what the original price was, but you
Oh,
don't know what it
nice.
is.
Yeah.
But again, I like the mystery of it,
You do. You like
and
the surprise.
so that's why, like, if we're in that area, I'm like, we've got to stop here. If get nothing, I don't care. It's just a matter of looking at something different.
Sometimes it is nice just to
Yeah,
look.
just to look at something different other than I love this yarn or red
Yeah.
heart or loops and whatever it is, you know.
Mhm. No, I agree.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Ricky. If it's for a big project, I will not buy expensive yarn. Really, if it's for anybody, I won't buy expensive yarn.
Mhm.
That expensive yarn is for me.
Yeah, 100%. I don't
Yeah.
trust that my loved ones will care for the garment in the way that they're supposed to.
Mhm. I've noticed I'm starting to kind of like mellow out a little bit.
Caffeine's wearing off. But you're not a coffee drinker though, are
I
you?
had a little bit of coffee this morning, but not enough to. It's it's just like I get overstimulated
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's the lighting. It's when we're on live. That's why I turn the light off. Is the
Yeah.
lighting will sit there and mess with my eyes to where I can't focus on anything else but other than that light.
I was just excited that, the sun wasn't coming in and, like, blasting me in the eyes
Yeah,
like
like
it
the
was
last
the
time.
last
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. That was ridiculous.
I'm, like, over here, and finally I have to just move.
So Jill asks if have we ever met in person? No, because
No,
I
I
would love to,
wish.
but Shanna lives in Iowa and I live all the way in South Carolina. And I
Mhm.
think I looked it up one day and that was a 16-hour drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was, as much as I would love to meet
Mhm.
Shannon and love Shannon, I
Yep.
just don't know if I want to take that drive. Meet
And
me
there's
halfway. Meet
and
me
there's
halfway.
nothing else here. There's,
Yeah.
like, nothing to see here.
Oh, there's plenty here to see. Plenty enough to you might see a few crackheads on the side of the road, but there's plenty
We
enough to see here.
we have those too. We do.
Yeah. That's I didn't about ran over one, but I was tempted because they could not get out of the way.
Oh,
They
no.
I don't know what the heck nobody knows what the heck they were doing, even them don't know what they were doing. But one was on one side of the road with a bicycle. The other one runs across the road, don't know what the heck they're doing. There's cars coming. Next thing you know, runs in front of the cars, and there's a car in front of me.
Oh, no.
Being so, luckily we were going slow enough, but they just stand there like looking around, and then gets out of the way, and I'm like, "What the heck are you doing?"
I guess that's the thing with it being so cold here is nobody's hanging around outside right now.
I wish I could say the same, but geez. So Donna is asking, did you ever try the Hanks for Casey
I
quilty?
I have not, I think that because, like, I saw them and, they just weren't really colors that, like, fit in with the colors that I really buy. What's halfway between South Carolina and Iowa? Probably Mary from Slow Crochet. She's probably halfway between us.
Yeah, because she's in Tennessee, isn't she?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
so I know from because we were going to take a trip to Knoxville back in June of last year, but things got changed with my grandfather in the hospital. Um, but I think from here to Knoxville was going to be about a 7.5 hour drive.
Mary says, Nashville.
Nashville. Yeah, there we could go. We could just all have a party at Mary's.
Yep. And Kristen from Kristen Crochets, I believe
Yeah.
she's in Kentucky, so that's pretty close.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we
I
can
mean,
all
it's
just meet up
not,
in
but closer
Tennessee.
than we are.
I'll just meet up in Tennessee.
That would
Mary,
be
we're having a
amazing.
party.
Yeah, by the way, you have to host 12 YouTubers.
Yeah, seriously. It's have you ever watched I'm sorry if I just like snorted. Where I'm still congested. I'm sorry if you guys had to hear that. That was probably gross.
You're
Um,
fine.
but have you ever watched Mr. Beast
I know
videos
who
and all
he
of his?
is, but I've never really watched anything.
When we get to the point of like just not wanting to watch anything on TV, we watch his videos because I don't know, it's just something entertaining. But yeah, he gets a bunch of like YouTubers, like more famous YouTubers, I guess,
Mhm.
and they like do all these kind of challenges. It's actually kind of cool to watch. Um, and then they ended up winning something. Like there was one, I think there was like two of them locked in one of those nuclear hideouts that's underground.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
like a
that was
fallout
interesting.
shelter.
Yeah, a fallout shelter. There we go. Yeah, it was interesting to watch.
Totally off topic, but somehow I'm like feeling like I brought this up strangely in another live. But one of my favorite movies is Blast from the Past. It's so
Uh-huh.
cute. Like that's about a fallout shelter. That's
Oh,
where my mind went there. So but then I was like, I feel like I've said that before. Like that's weird because
yeah, I remember you
it's
saying
not on
something about.
topic.
Yeah, I remember you saying something. I was just giggling at Mary's "Get Your Cowgirl Boots On."
Oh, you
I
will
don't know.
definitely be getting a call if we're ever in Sweden.
Yeah. That
I
with
have never I've never really been outside of the US. It's just never been, like, an opportunity for me when just to be able to get
yeah,
away.
it's we went to my mom, my stepdad. My stepdad was actually working out of Buffalo, New York at the time. We went to a Kid Rock concert, which was my first concert ever. That was interesting. But we crossed the border and went over into Canada. I think we
Okay.
went to um, Ontario and Toronto, I think. But we definitely went to see the Niagara Falls. So that
Can we
was
circle back for one quick minute? Did you just
no.
say that your first concert you ever went to was Kid Rock?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It was a Kid Rock show. Luckily, I don't know. Do you know the rep of his shows?
Uh-uh.
No. Well, okay. You know Kid Rock, like
Yeah.
younger Kid Rock, though, right?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
my mom told me. I was like 14 or whatever. She's like, "Don't be surprised if there's any strippers on stage because I, my parents they were big Kid Rock. I mean, they still are big Kid Rock fans, and so I grew up on Kid Rock. And my mom was just like, "Don't be surprised if you see this and people doing this."
That's funny.
Okay, mom. I'm
My
14, you know.
The first concert I ever went to was, the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
So, I have a hard time going to concerts now because they're so expensive,
Yeah.
and I had bad seats to the Stones, like, they weren't great seats, but I
Mhm.
only paid $28 to see, like, an iconic band, and I'm like, I that's why I have a hard time when concert tickets are, like, $200, $300. I'm
Oh,
like, I just can't do
oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah, they're expensive. There was especially the bigger name ones. It's
Mhm.
You may have heard them. I'm more into, like, I guess the pop country. I'm more of a 90s country fan, but I still listen to country. But Morgan Wallen, I want to go see him. But his tickets are like, um, I think even just for general admission up in the top of the stadium is like $300 for
Oof.
one person. And I'm like, I ain't ever going to see him, but oh well. So Jill said this will date me. My first concert was
Cheap
Cheap
Trick.
Trick. I'm from Michigan, and Kid Rock was from a nearby town. Yeah, he's from originally from Detroit, Michigan. That's where he's
That's
originally
interesting.
from.
I would have assumed he was like a Southerner.
No, nope, he's from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. Concerts are very expensive now. I am going to see a Swedish band in April in the town next over from me, and that venue is not that expensive. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Now, where my husband grew up and in Florida, they have called Spirit of the Swanee, and it's all these different. I think most of them are like country artists,
Mhm.
but I think it's 3 days worth
Mm.
of. It's kind of like Warped Tour, I guess, like Woodstock, how it used to be,
Yeah.
or stuff like that. But he said for, I think even the package deal for them was like $150, but again, that again was at least a good 10 years ago or so or more.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not a bad price when you have 3 days of admission.
Yeah.
You're getting your drinks and your food. That's really not that bad.
So it looks like Mary Ann saw David Bowie for $12.50 in 74. That is awesome. And who else? Was there anyone else here who was terrified by, as a child, by that? What's that movie? Is it The Labyrinth with David Bowie? It's got like the
Is that the one
little,
with the not like Muppets, but kind of like,
yes, yes, the little goblin Muppet things.
yeah.
Yes.
I used to
That
love that movie as a kid, though.
that
I
was
used to love it.
terrifying.
I used to love that movie.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, the monkeys, that would have been a big deal too.
Yeah, some of these people, it, I don't. It's not like if I heard them, I probably know who they
You would
are. But like,
recognize them.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's like not knowing the names.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it comes to like names, movies, people like that, I'm not very good at.
What okay, where did it go? Ricky, what does a concert cost in the States? It kind of depends on who you're seeing. Like, I'm trying to remember, my daughter went to Beyonce, and I think that that was like a four or $500
Yeah,
ticket, and I have no idea like what Taylor Swift tickets are, but I think those have to be like that much too, I think.
no,
Um it's
yeah,
just it used to be like affordable and there used to be like smaller venues, but now it's like everything is at like a giant stadium and it's like it's just
yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. I think the Kid Rock concert that we went to like 2 years ago, his tickets, but we were almost to like just general admission. We were almost all the
Mhm.
way back where you had to bring your own lawn chairs. I think those tickets were maybe like $86 a piece, so it really wasn't that bad. I know we were looking at going to Brantley Gilbert last year, but his tickets were only like $45 or so,
Mm.
depending on where. But I mean, again, it just depends on who it is. And I've noticed that, um, well, I guess I could debunk that theory. I was going to say the more, they've been out, the less their tickets are. But you
Yeah,
got Taylor
yeah.
Swift and Beyonce, and how much their tickets cost. So I think it just depends.
Mhm. And there's definitely some people where I would be far more tempted to pay,
Yeah.
than others, but, I don't know.
Yeah, our issue is we have our daughter and trying to find somebody
Yep.
who isn't either going to that same concert or would watch her for a night or two. That would be our issue.
My problem is that I like being in bed at 9:30. So,
Yep. 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 Well, take care, Mary. I'll see you soon for the party.
yep, see ya.
You better
Yeah,
get some rest.
party in Nashville.
Yep. Yep. That's one place that like Nashville's one place that I want to go, but then I don't want to go because it's almost like New York, but
Yeah.
for country people or
Yep.
country artists. Yeah, just too many people at one area for me.
Yeah. That's the thing. The longer I live here, in the middle of nowhere, it's like, yeah, the less tolerance I have for crowds and people.
Yeah. I've
'Cause, yeah, like, even going into Des Moines, I'm like, "Ugh, too many
yeah.
people." And
Yeah.
Des Moines is small.
Yeah. I just like if my husband's with me, it's not so bad. But when I'm by myself or just with my daughter, it kind of my head is on a swivel because I never know what's going to happen. And
Mhm.
I have a little bit of, I'm starting to work out of it, but the social anxiety.
Mm.
So that's what kind of, I don't like being around lots of people
Yep.
because
No, I get that.
you just never know. You
You
can't,
don't.
there goes my hair again. You can't trust people nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird ones.
Yeah. Especially like here, the gangs
Oh.
here. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, but my husband's old boss, his wife was telling me that Myrtle Beach area, that county, Horry County,
Mhm.
is like probably top 10 in sex trafficking.
Ooh.
And that's what, especially taking our daughter, that's what I'm
Yeah.
worried about. Is
Yeah.
that hopefully you don't get penalized for me just saying that.
I'll take that chance, Sid.
Huh?
I'll take the chance.
Okay. Ricky says that she is now playing yarn chicken. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's always a tough position to be in. You're like, "Is this
Mhm.
project gonna be smaller than I thought it was?"
Yeah. Or can I rip it out and see if I
Yeah.
can get a little bit tighter just to squeeze that little bit enough
Yep.
to, yeah.
I have definitely made, like, shawls or scarves, shorter than intended because I'm like, "Oh, nope, this is where we're
Yeah.
stopping now."
Yeah. It's that blanket where I have only so much limited this blanket.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so worried that I mean I still got quite a bit of yarn left, but I'm afraid that it's going to be too small.
I get that, I get
But
that.
it is what it
It is
is.
what it is.
Yeah, my mom's just gonna have to deal with it.
Be a lap blanket then.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, this is what you get for giving me the headache.
Yeah, because she didn't wanna rip it out and start
Yeah,
over.
yeah. She just kind of like threw it in a box and was like, "Here, you can do whatever with whatever you want with it. It's messed up, but either you can use it or whatever." So
I wish I had more patience for untangling yarn and, like, frogging and stuff, but I don't.
that I had to have my husband help me with because where she crocheted it years ago, and it's been through the wash and the wringer,
Oh.
and it was matted up in some areas. And trying to rip it out and then wind, rip it out and wind.
Mhm.
It was like, can you just come in here and help me to speed up the process a little bit? So that was, I think, yeah, that was a little bit of a long night. I think we started on that at like 6 o'clock and we finally didn't get done until at least like almost 10 o'clock. That's how long
Yeah.
it took. Yeah. And it was a decent sized blanket. I mean, it wasn't a queen size. Well, it might have been a queen size. I don't know. But it was a
I
decent
don't
sized blanket.
I have seen, like, sometimes, like, people commenting or saying things, and, they're like, because 'cause I've gotten comments before where it's like, "Well, you know, you don't always have to buy new, that's wasteful, you can take out other projects, you can take apart a sweater, a blanket," and it's like, technically, yes, but that is a lot of work, and you just don't know, like, how many times has this yarn been knotted along the way and cut, and it's just I'm like, in theory, I can see the value of it, but in practicality, I just don't know if that's really gonna work as well as maybe people imagine.
Yeah. It's when I first started the channel, there was a blanket. It was kind of like a Grafghan, that was like of a barn and windmill that I
Hmm.
was going to put in the living room. But I was doing my own design and using, I can't even remember what the website is right off the bat, but I was using that website and doing the Grafghan myself. So when I got to part of the windmill, it was kind of like, you know,
Askew?
yeah. And I was like, this just does not look right at all. So trying to rip that out with all of the yarn changes and everything,
Yeah.
it just, I still haven't done it. I
Yeah,
still
it
have
seems
not.
like that could be a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I started when I was doing the um, bag of your challenge,
Yeah.
or yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was using. And it just got to the point where it was like, I'm done ripping this out.
Yeah, you're just, like, mentally over it.
Yeah. So Riki says, if I lose, I'll open up a new ball of yarn, but I hope the yarn lasts the row out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's irritating when you just have that little left and you've got
Yep.
to, you know, just
And then, like,
maybe.
depending on the yarn, if it's not a solid yarn, if you're, like, dealing with a stripe or a pattern, and then
Yeah.
there's, like, that argument, like, do I try to find the right area in this yarn so it's like a seamless transition, or do I just connect it and then have the coloring off?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. And like color pulling, you've got to be careful doing that because it will
Mhm.
throw off the whole pattern.
Yep.
Linda said, I've got two blankets that I've frogged, and they both were done with two yarns at the same
Ooh,
time.
I bet that was tricky to frog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would have paid somebody to do that for me. I would have paid that, or just said, it's getting either donated or
Yep.
tossed. Pros to you.
Yeah.
Pros to you.
You have our respect.
Mhm. Oh no, she lost with 4 to 5 inches left.
Oh, yeah, that's
That sucks.
that's so close.
Ah, that sucks. Oh. So you got any projects that you're working on? I don't know if I've seen what you were working on or not.
I am just working on those dishcloths right now. I'm just powering through some of those, trying to decide what I wanna do next.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Go on
Yeah.
Pinterest. Don't go on
Yeah.
Pinterest.
No. I got
Pinterest will
too
get
many
you.
ideas already. I need to
Oh my
narrow
god.
them down.
Pinterest will get you in trouble.
Mhm.
I get to the point where it's like, okay, I gotta stop because I'll be
Yeah.
sitting scrolling, scrolling,
Well,
scrolling.
you can get overwhelmed, and it just I think it can lead down a rabbit hole where then all of a sudden you're, like, shopping for yarn for a totally different project instead of, like, what you originally
Yeah,
set out for.
yeah, making an impulsive decision. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm So you got any new coming to your channel or topics?
I don't really think so. I have been focusing a little bit this month on, like, kind of spending type
hmm
stuff because it's January, and I think that's on a lot of people's mind. I mean, coming out of the holidays, people, generally are a little more budget conscious, so I might have, like, one more kind of budget-related video before moving on.
Fun, fun, fun.
Mhm. Yeah, budgeting doesn't sound fun, but
It's I get to the point where like I get in these like spurts where I've got like 20 million ideas coming, and I'll write them down and then wean out the good ones and the bad
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to actually having to do that video, it's like, I don't even want to do it now.
There's
Yeah.
been a lot of times where I'm like, I'm gonna do this, but I can feel that I don't really want to. And then at the last minute, I'll be like, nope, changing it up.
Yeah. 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 So far, I haven't done that this year, and I'm trying to work better at that because I feel like in my videos, sometimes I'll say, like, yeah, I want to do this. And then it's like, I know the reasoning behind it psychologically.
Mhm.
When you say that you're going to do something or you have a goal that's set
You
out,
wanna follow through.
well, what happens is when you say a goal is you get that dopamine rush that you've already accomplished that goal. So then when it's time to actually do it, you've already got that high off of it, so now you don't want to do
You're
it.
not getting the high off the
Yeah.
project.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to, like, sometimes I'm kind of like, I've got things going, but I can't tell you what I'm doing because then it's going to ruin it for
My
me.
problem is that if I say I'm gonna do something, so I had a project I was working on a few months ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make this Christmas poncho so that I can be all relaxed on Christmas and just like wear this poncho. And I got the yarn and I was talking about it, and then I was working on the poncho and I was working so hard and not really like I just I don't know what my mindset was, but I put the stupid thing on and I was like my husband was like, "You just made, like, a choir robe." Like, it was so
So
big,
big.
it came, like, past my fingertips because I wasn't trying it on along the way. I was
Yeah.
just like, "Okay, I gotta do this with this amount of color and then this amount of color and so many of this." And I'm like and then I was like, "Crap, I told people I was making this." And then I just never mentioned it ever again on my
Yeah.
channel. I was
Well,
like,
I
"Hmm?"
didn't. I
And
didn't catch.
nobody asked me about it.
No, either I didn't catch on to that, or I might have not. I don't know what video that one is, but I might have not seen the video. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't catch on to it.
Yeah. Nope, I just haven't said a word. This is the first I've mentioned it since then.
My phone's on 20%.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta charge this bad boy up.
Yeah, it was bad, Lisbeth. It was ridiculous. Like, I mean, I basically was wearing a giant blanket.
Hey, you could have just made a snuggie out of it and
Pretty
brought it in.
much. I was disappointed because I was, like, disappointed in myself, and
Uh-huh.
then I was disappointed that I had spent so much time without actually trying it on, and that seemed
Mhm.
very obvious, like, "Oh, I probably should have tried this on along the
Yeah.
way."
Yeah. Silly, silly, silly. Yeah, you
Yep.
just make a out of it and call it good. If you haven't ripped it out.
No, I wadded it up and haven't looked at it since.
You just
I
don't
was
even want to
mad,
look at it. Yeah. You
and
just don't even want to look at
it's like Christmas colors, so I'm like, maybe I'll leave this till, like, next September or October and then s
it. That ain't gonna happen. You know that
Yeah.
ain't gonna happen. You're gonna forget about it. And then you're
Yep,
gonna say, yeah, I'll work on that next year, and then you'll forget about it, and then
yep,
oh, I'll work on that next year. Just ongoing cycle. Yep.
yep.
Oh, it's funny how things like that work.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the reality sometimes too, is that, it is easy to, um I don't know, compare all the failures we have when you're looking at other people and looking at people's, like,
Yeah.
channels where they're putting out all these things, and you don't necessarily see, like, how many times it took them to create that item where it didn't work out,
Hmm.
and it seems like you're failing all the time, and then, "Oh, everybody else can just do it," and that's really not the reality. Oh,
No.
Elizabeth remembered I was doing it.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
She's gonna keep you accountable. Mhm.
No, uh-oh.
Uh-huh. That's like this shawl right here. I had an idea of what I was wanting to do, but I knew I wanted to do the cable. But trying to find the stitch or a stitch that actually, went along with the
Mhm.
cabling, I probably ripped it out at least a good 5 to 10 times, just trying to figure out, because either one stitch it had too much texture to it compared to the cabling and it just was not pairing upright, or
Mhm.
it just was not, I couldn't get it to actually increase the right way. Like, I just had so many issues starting off, but then I was like, I'm just going to do something simple and basic. So all this is half double crochets for 3 rows, and then half double crochet, chain one, half double crochet for, yeah, that's all that
It's
is.
it's very pretty though, and I
Thank
think
you.
it's, like, the right amount of texture where it
Yeah.
just complements the cables
Yeah.
without, like, competing against it, but
Right.
it's
And
not
that's what,
boring.
yeah, that's what I was having issues with, because I'm such a texture person when it comes to designs. I love to, it's either texture or I want lace. And so trying something like that, trying to find a medium was like,
Yeah, that
it just was
balance.
not happening. And I
Alright,
just,
Jen has to get going. See ya, Jen.
bye, Jen. Thank you for hanging out with us. We've been on here for over 2 hours. Good
Oh,
grief.
yeah. I guess we should wrap it up again too.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to do. I think my husband, he said he was going to take him a nap, and then I hear my youngin in there jumping around or doing something. They're probably wrestling. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
Tearing apart the house while you're not looking.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then their butts are going to get teared apart. Whip out the belt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I am glad that you popped back too when you got back, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we will wrap this up, but definitely if you get a chance, join us next month on Cydney's channel in February. We'll make sure we post it and let everybody know again. But yeah, this was so much fun. And I just want to thank everybody who has been joining us this whole time. Like, this has been such a fun year. And I'm so grateful, Cydney, to have, met you
Yeah,
and in person to be determined yet, but
yeah.
just the
Hopefully,
opportunity to get to know you better. I have enjoyed it so much, and
I,
just thank you for supporting me and be willing to like take some risks here with
oh,
me. And
absolutely. I mean, depending on the challenge, I like a challenge. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed last year, and I'm looking forward to this year. And um, maybe, well, if I was thinking about running it with you, that if at some point in time to have guests
oh yeah,
here up that.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I know Jessie with
Mhm.
Sweet Moments with Jessie. I know she's wanting to go live, and I've kind of offered if she wanted to go live on my channel, not like with us, but I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about that with you. Um, but
Well, that
maybe
would
we
be
can
something too where, yeah, if somebody wants to, like,
pop
just
up.
kinda email us and let us know, and then we can get in touch with, and see, yeah, when we can set it up. Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of run that by you, and I was debating on whether to run it by you and actually in public or in
No, you're
private.
all good.
Yeah,
That works for me.
at least they will know too what's going on. So,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
if anybody wants to pop up in the next live or next few lives, yeah, just
Yep,
contact us.
yep.
So,
Because 'Cause we'll need, like, your email address and a couple things like that in order to, be able to send you a link and stuff like that, so
alrighty. Well,
alright, well, we will talk to you guys next month. Thank you
yep.
so much.
Thank you, and congratulations to all the two winners. So,
Yes,
yep.
and
All
thank
right.
you, Sid.
Thank you, Shannon.
Bye.